people. Welcome to my corner. My name is Sianyn Leigh. I am an author, editor, and owner of the small press Chaos and Ink books. And this is my first video on Authortube. I thought I would take some time to introduce myself, say like what I write and what I intend to do. Yeah, so let's get started. I have been in the indie publishing industry for 8 years. I began as an author in 2015. And I was accepted for publication, and that first release came out in 2017. That was in this book here, Monsters Unleashed, that I wrote under a different pen name at that time. And since then, I have been in several other anthologies. I was also in Dragons Within, Embracing Her Fire. And then after that, it was Cryptid Carols to Sing in the Dark. Good Nonsense anthology by my local writers guild. And after having been a author for a few years, I then moved into editing. I worked as a corporate editor for 2 years and then moved into freelance fiction editing. And then I taught myself graphic design on top of that. I launched Chaos and Ink Books in 2024. My first publication with them was my short story collection, Grimvale Tales, which takes place in an alternate universe setting where like all mythology and folklore that we are aware of in this world is real and blended in a part of everyday life that everybody is aware of. So each one of these stories kind of explores how the magic and the mundane blend, not always seamlessly. And like there's some humor elements, there's some body horror elements, and it's just a little weird, but you know, fun, entertaining, great book. And then we also just released our first multi-author anthology, Flippin' Fairies, which are lighthearted little tales, all featuring fairy-type creatures. So not just pixies, but there's a boogeyman, a troll, couple of other ones that I don't want to give it away because it would spoil the story. So, but no, so I have 2 books out with Chaos and Ink Books, and then I had 4 anthologies out prior to that with other publishing companies. And yeah, so that's kind of like my background in the industry. As a person, my background as a person, I just kind of grew up reading. You know, I think a lot of authors really did. And I just was kind of obsessed with fairy tales. My grandmother had this collection of really old fairy tale books. I actually still have a couple of them. And I used to read them every summer because I'd spend summers with my grandmother. And I would just read her giant collection of books all summer long. My parents were always very encouraging for reading. So they were always getting me library books. I could read their books. Nothing was restricted to me. So I just developed a great love for storytelling, and especially those that involve, you know, magic and more imaginative things. Even though I have done like tons of short stories, I have not yet finished a full-length novel. I am currently working on one right now. I'm working on a YA occult fantasy series, and working on book 1. I am partially through, I think it's the 7th draft. I've been working on it a really long time, and I keep rewriting it because it's not perfect, and I just need to finish myself. I need to force myself to finish it. And that brings me to here. So one of the goals that I have for this channel is also accountability for myself. I kind of want to just like write with the community, you know, kind of share my process of drafting this novel, and really trying to find motivation in shared experiences, and being, you know, on a schedule where I have to have something to show for my work and all of that. And then of course, you know, behind the scenes stuff on the business. I want to, you know, do videos on like the vendor events that I go to, and how we do on that process. I really believe in transparency. So I do want to talk numbers, realistic numbers for a small business. And I really feel like if anybody is going to take a chance on reading what I write, then they have to know me, and they have to be able to witness what I'm creating during that process in order to feel like, oh yeah, that's something I want to read. That's something I want to invest in. And then I also think that it would be great to help other writers that maybe are looking still to increase their skills, still have questions about the process of self-publishing, still have questions about the process of writing itself. And so I would love to share my knowledge on all of that. And then I'm also going to do like author interviews, because I know I had, like, my anthology had 8 authors involved. I would like to interview some of them. There's other small publishers that I have networked with, so I'd like to have them on to talk about their businesses and how they operate. If they have any submission calls or anything that people can submit to, and just really try to be a part of the community and share whatever I have to share. So I hope that you stick around and you come back for more and you put up with me, because I'm not by any means charismatic or witty or funny. I'm not going to have like fun sketches. It's not me. I just sit here and I talk and I educate and I share. And that's what I've got. So if you're interested in seeing someone stumble along on this process of publishing and growing a business and writing fantasy books, I welcome you to subscribe and keep watching. If you want to learn more about me and the books that we already have out and the authors I've already worked with, you can visit my website at chaosinkbooks.com. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll also link some of my books and some of the people that I have worked with, so you can check them out too. So thank you for hanging around and listening this long. And until next time, stay magical. Bye.